Hey guys, welcome to another VOD review. We're going to be looking at Golden Guardians versus Cloud9. Golden Guardians actually have been pretty hot in terms of how they started, and Cloud9 looking good as usual, so pretty interested in this one. So let's get started right away with the pick and ban. So Yuumi ban, pretty much no surprise. Sona ban also pretty much no surprise. Cloud9 has shown they are the best Taric Sona team in the league, so that's kind of a must ban versus Cloud9. As for Cloud9 side, Irelia, Rides, probably Aatrox at the end. These champions are super meta, super strong, and you ban them. The draft playing out very, very normal. Silas ban, Aatrox ban, all 4 OPs ban. Ooh, first pick Olaf, that is at least a little bit interesting. Olaf gives you early game control. Olaf gives you early game control. That is mainly why you play Olaf. He clears really fast, his ganks are good, his dives are good. Cloud9 on the other hand, opening up with Nico gives you a lot of flexibility in draft. She can be played in 3 different roles. If they take Xayah, then they're training the Xayah Rakan. So for Golden Guardians, this is a little bit weird, but also very typical of Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians bot lane has only played Varus and Tahm Kench and Ezreal. So yeah, this is just a very, very typical Golden Guardians draft. Varus plus Tahm Kench or Ezreal plus Tahm Kench. Lux, she's been showing her face a little bit more. People have been maxing W and going Aftershock on her, sometimes Guardian. It makes her such a disgusting enchanter support because her W shield is incredibly strong. Her W shield is one of the strongest spells in the game right now. Cloud9 banning Rumble, that's an interesting ban. And Golden Guardians themselves banning Jarvan and Heka. Rumble Jace, I guess this would round out Golden Guardians comp a bit more. I am not sure if Froggen would have actually played Jace, so that was a little bit of a weird ban for me. Ooh, rek'sai is an interesting one for me here. Jarvan and Hecarim are gone, so there actually isn't that many great junglers to take. Probably people will obviously mention Sejuani, but Sejuani is not the greatest into Olaf, and also because they have 3 range champions already, Sejuani is probably not the best pick here. rek'sai also isn't the best pick into Olaf, so I think Cloud9 got a little bit pressured on the jungle picks. I probably would have liked a Jarvan a little bit early instead of the Lux here. Kennen, very standard blind, probably one of the best blind top laners right now. And Anivia, this is a Froggen special, so Anivia early can actually run into a lot of problems, but you have Olaf to cover you for the early game, you have Tahm Kench to help you out in terms of surviving, so I think this draft makes sense for Golden Guardians. It is a very typical Golden Guardians draft. Olaf get us through the early game, Anivia, Varus, Tahm Kench, and Kennen carry us in team fights. For Cloud9 though, Azir last pick, a little bit weird for me, and I am not sure how Cloud9 starts the team fights. It's a comp without a lot of engage and no tank. It's a no tank, low engage team fighting comp, so I am not loving the Cloud9 draft here. It is a very high execution level of draft. So I actually interviewed Niski today after this very game. And what did he say about Azir? I definitely asked him about Azir. I'm trying to remember what he said. Oh, he said Azir is good when the other good champions are banned out and when you're confident in your Azir. He says Azir can be weak in lane, but if you play him correctly, he's strong in lane. So he basically said Azir is good if you're good. And Cloud9 feels like they're good. Ooh, a lot of cute level 1 action going on. Sweeper from both junglers to be able to clear out the early wars. Looks like Lux and Xayah are going to get to lane first. Just remember this rule. If one bot lane gets to lane first, they will have control for about 3 waves. But this is actually a very unique case, so they actually will not have control and they're letting it push back. Because Cloud9 is starting on the, or not Cloud9, Golden Guardians is starting enemy blue, so they're able to split the map. It's going to be a map split. So if Sneaky and Zeyzal actually played for Prio and pushed up, they would get fucked up there. But they're playing to pull because they know Contract is going to be on the bot side of the jungle the entire time. Svenskeren on the top side of the jungle the entire time, so they have to play defensive. Azir is a very scrim champion though. because there's a lot of people that play overly aggressive. Games can go longer in scrims. Like in those cases, Azir is godly. Why I personally don't like Azir is I don't like Azir when there isn't a lot of tanks in the meta. When you're Azir and there's a lot of tanks in the meta, you feel so good. You summon 3 soldiers and then you just poke. Interesting adaptation from Contracts to not do the Scuttle, and then he did the Wolf first, denying 1 camp. And also, Haunter just out way too far forward and got killed by a loop around gank from Svenskeren. So Olaf actually able to get a good pathing, but Haunter dying here fucks up a lot of that. Looks like Licorice landed a really nice binding. Nemesis said that every Azir player that builds Luden's Echo should be reported, referring to Niski. Damn, because I remember Reaper was preaching Luden's Echo when Faker was playing Azir also, so yikers. Maybe Luden's isn't great. Luden's makes Azir more of an early game champion, but my thing is, if buying Luden's makes you an early game champion, why don't you actually play like an early game champion instead of playing Azir trying to be an early game champion? Not much action other than that first blood top side. And looks like GGS cashing in their early game priority into a dragon. Oof. They didn't have the kind of priority they thought they did and end up having to go backwards. Ooh, let's actually slow play this because Sneaky died too. A lot of action going on. Let's try to break this down. What happened here? Contracts looking for a gank on bot side as his bot lane's resetting. Let's slow this down a bit. Realizes the bot gank is impossible. Walks to dragon, but he ends up showing on a ward. Sven going to do a deep fucking travel all the way from top side. Froggen stopped DPSing to pick up the fruits. Meets the Azir. Tries to deny the Azir. Gets nice damage on Azir, misses the stun. Now they're stuck in the dragon pit. Coming down to a smite off. Contract was able to get it. Froggen forced to flash out. Ole actually went on top of Sneaky while this was all happening. Oh! Flash Q landed the stun, killed Sneaky. Okay. Oof, look at this big shield boy. Ooh, Niski trying to go in. Yikes. Yikers. Just GGS bot side was winning and put C9 in a really awkward situation, so they were able to get dragon and pick up multiple kills. Niski kind of inted there though. Him trying to go up for a kill on Ole was mega int. He burned flash doing it too. Oof, that timing with the Varus Q, beautifully done. Froggen getting his first blue as Anivia, feels good, man. Run definitely, gotta be careful. Svenskeren looking for a loop-de-loop gank. Contracts responding well. This game's very interesting because both teams don't mind going to late game, but I think the mid game matters so much more than if the game went to late game or not, because I do think both teams can scale well enough where the late game like win condition of either team isn't just like fucking Omega. So since we're talking about Deathly, and I feel like I have a decent relationship with Deathly, I'll actually talk about kind of my read on Deathly. So today I requested Deathly for interview. Oh my god! As I said, I have a good relationship with Deathly. He actually, I'm not sure if he declined or if Golden Guardians declined, but they declined my request for interview, and Deathly got to do an interview with Travis instead. But I did. I was going to ask a question about Deathly, and which was, Deathly, you have not shown good performance on champions other than Varus and Ezreal. So I think your champion pool is limited to Varus and Ezreal, and you can't team fight well on other champions, because that was the case last split, where he wasn't able to team fight on champions that weren't called Varus or Ezreal. And he told me, no, I improved Loco. I can team fight on other things. I just haven't gotten to show it yet. But so far, the only champions Deathly has played is Varus and Ezreal, so it is hard to say if Deathly can play those other champions. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, because maybe he did improve, and I do believe he did improve, but you've only shown me Varus and Ezreal, so how can I know you played the other champions? What's his OPGG look like? I am not going to go off his solo queue to say he can play those champions or not. I think Deathly looks like a pretty decent AD carry right now. But my problem is, you need to show me that if you're going to be considered a top tier AD carry, show me results on other champions. Nice catch by Svenskeren on Hontrax there. Able to turn that one kill into Herald. Let's see the return play from Golden Guardians, if it's going to work out or not. Froggen kind of threatening a dive here. Looks like Xayah and Lux backing out. Nifty coming in. Oh my god, this is what I mean though. Do you see what I mean? Like how synergistic Tahm Kench and Anivia is? Let's replay this slowly. So Golden Guardians is taking Herald. So C9, or not Golden Guardians, C9 is taking Herald. So Golden Guardians have to make the counterplay on bot side. C9 decided to stay within the turret, so they're kind of left in an awkward spot where they have to defend. Niski TP's in. They try to kill Froggen while he was egg, but Ole able to eat him out of the egg. Oh, sneaky living by the hair on his chinny chin chin. This was actually so close. It could have gone worse for either team, but I think the most simple solution was C9 just backing off the wave or clearing the wave earlier, because both Xayah and Lux are champions. If they decide to use their ultimates, their skills on wave, they can delete the wave very, very easily. GGS replying with the dragon. Oh shit, oh shit, this is going to be a fight. This is not just a standoff. Definitely trying to poke. Niski fucking, this is a Azir flank, holy fucking shit. This is some new technology. Azir flank and Licorice comes in with the slow. And then with the stun. Wow, yeah. Damn, that was actually so nice from Licorice. Oh, that laser! Zazel, oof. Holy fuck. What a... He's a fucking beard god. Damn, C9's actually off to such a nice start. Golden Guardians has 2 Earthdrake, but getting the first tier here, they got a lot of plating also. They have 5 plating from mid, 3 from top, 1 from bot lane. They got so much plating. Froggen took the Baron, or Dragon too. If they were able to get that Dragon and even out at 1 Earthdrake each, it would have been so nice. God damn, that mid turret feels so nice for C9. You know how bullshit Anivia and Varus can be when they're defending turrets? when Varus and Anivia are defending turrets and Anivia has her ult down and Varus is just shooting Qs and E, the turret is fucking unfeasible. The fact that they were able to get mid turret this easily is such a good thing for C9. Like, if I'm C9, I'm so fucking happy. I'm like, holy fuck, we were able to take Anivia's turret like this. Now I'm shocked that C9 lost this game. The start looks so nice for them. Doesn't matter if they take that first tier turret, C9 replying with the second tier turret top. Oh, I mean, C9's just in such a nice spot right now. My rek'sai is fed. My Azir and Xayah not as fed. Going to have to wait on items for those people, but once those people get items, I'm gonna feel good. Yowza. Damn. Froggen and Anivia is no joke. One thing I talked about though is C9 not having engage and Varus going lethality, so whenever Varus is actually able to land the poke damage on Xayah and Azir, it's really awkward for C9. It's really awkward when they group up and they get hit by Varus poke and they suddenly can't be grouped anymore and they're forced to back. Oh my god, Froggen! My goodness. Look at this. Wall here. AoE ult down here. And then Q here. He has nowhere to go. He has to walk this way. Or flash. God damn, he trapped him right in there. Got hit, taking damage from ult, the E, and then the ult damage finishes him off. Ole able to eat out Froggen, able to kill rek'sai in return. C9 has just such a hard time going into GGS, and they need to create situations where GGS is walking into them. When Anivia has control like this and you're walking into Anivia, it is a feels bad man. God damn, Tom Kench Anivia is broken. When they're used together like this, it feels so fucking good. I think a core part of Froggen is his Anivia. You know how we used to talk about double F Vayne or Bjergsen and Syndra? Whenever I see double F Vayne or Bjergsen and Syndra, like, I'm excited, but I honestly don't think Bjergsen is like a truly exceptional Syndra or double F is like a truly exceptional Vayne. But Froggen is a truly exceptional Anivia. I think there's tons of people in the world that play Vayne and Syndra as well as Doublelift and Bjerg, but I don't think there's anyone in the world that plays Anivia as well as Froggen. Like, Froggen Anivia is another level. It's another champion. The side laning from Anivia, pressuring turrets. Oof. Okay, that was fucking stupid as fuck though. Anivia should have been mid defending, not top side. Because Cannon can't do shit versus stuff like this, but Anivia can put her wall down and or put her ult down and wall down and make sure they can't take turrets like this. Actually, that was terrible macro. Forget that. Froggen definitely should have been mid, not top. It should have been Haunter in the side lane. I love how confident Haunter gets sometimes. We are the top 2 solo laners in the league right now. Just controlling around Baron. They need to make sure Anivia is mid lane. I really don't want to see Anivia in this. I guess the awkward thing is they can't have a Varus in a side lane either, so I guess that's why Anivia is in a side lane. Because if Varus is in a side lane, he won't survive, but Froggen can kind of survive. It just gets really awkward when they send 4 people down mid and the Anivia is not there to defend. Ooh! Licorice! You monster, where are you coming in from? Wait! How? Oh my god, he's coming in as the ward just died. I was like, what the fuck is he teleporting to? Teleported just as the ward was dying. Disguised as a rek'sai. They're like, why is there another rek'sai here? Landing the snare. Landing the stun. Oh my fucking god, fuck that Tahm Kench. Fuck Tahm Kench. Never mind, Tahm Kench not OP enough, but fuck Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench being able to eat Anivia while she's egged and drag her out is such a bullshit mechanic. But great flank from Licorice there. I mean, this is how C9 deals with not having it engaged. Having Licorice flank like this. I don't think GGS can go in here. When they're forced to come in to an Azir, Lux, and a Nico, like there's so much poke damage that you have to deal with, and there's so much bindings that you have to deal with. Niski, what? No, Niski. 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 No, what the fuck? This is a situation where they have to walk into you. Let them walk into you. How the fuck? Wait, this was a throw. C9's in a situation where they have 5 up and GGS only has 3 up. They can just let GGS walk into them. Like, look at the distance between them and Baron right now. And Baron's also at 3k. No, just wait. Let them walk into you. They should have let them walk into them. All they had to do was keep hitting Baron. There was flash on Lux, flash on Sneaky, flash on Niski. Oh my god. Damn, this is actually really disappointing. Thank fucking god they were able to get the Baron, but all they had to do was wait there. Wow, that was just so impatient. That was just so incredibly impatient. Someone told him definitely no flash. Maybe that's what happened. But also they just had to keep waiting because it was a situation where Cloud9 had GGS in a checkmate spot. Either give us Baron or you fuckers walk into us and let's start a fight where you're walking into us. Oh man, that was so easily doable. Wow, that situation was just so fucking easy for C9. I can't believe they fucked that up. Well, you gave GGS away into the game. Also, GGS stacked 4 dragon while C9 wasn't able to get any of the dragons. So even though they're even on gold, Inferno matters so much at this point. Earthdrake matters a lot. Air Drake even matters at this point. It's such a fucking awkward situation. If I'm GGS, I feel good. That Baron was C9's chance to get back into the game and get inhibitors with it. It is versus an Anivia, so they would have had to 1-3-1 very nicely, but that was their shot. That was their shot, man. Damn. Now it's so awkward. When it becomes a seizing position and Anivia has her ult down, and Varus is poking at you with lethality, they have nothing they can do. Oh my god, Tahm Kench eating Varus and Anivia is so disgusting. God damn. Alright, let's see what this Baron standoff turns into. But I just don't see a way flying C9 can get behind GGS. If you look at the ward coverage right now, just due to this ward coverage, it's so fucking hard for them to get behind. It's so hard for them to actually get behind them. They started, Nico's waiting. Oh, wow, this turned into a 50-50. I can't believe GGS just fucking took this 50-50. They're fucking crazy. They literally just took this 50-50. This could have gone either way. What the fuck? They should have zoned out Svenskeren a bit better. Licorice went in, but they weren't able to kill Froggen. Yeah. I really want to see GGS play non-Tahm Kench and non-Ezreal Varus. So what we mean by a 50-50, even though Svenskeren wasn't in the pit, it's a 50-50 because they aren't denying Svenskeren, and Svenskeren has a way to get into the pit. That's what I mean. Svenskeren has a way to get into the pit, that's why it's called the 50-50. Licorice just standing there. He's probably fucking annoyed because of the Baron play earlier. Cutting the wave. Oh, not cutting the wave, going for a flank. Flankaroni. And Spia not dying. Ugh. This is such a sad game. No, it's not Anivia that's problematic. It's the Tahm Kench that's problematic. The Tahm Kench Varus Ezreal is what's problematic. Because that's where Golden Guardians is really comfortable, and if you can push Golden Guardians out of their comfort zone, that's where we're actually playing League of Legends. That's where we're actually challenging them. Here's the thing though, can Golden Guardians play Relia? Can they play Aatrox? Can they play Sylas? What about versus Golden Guardians? We open multiple OPs. I want to ban Tahm Kench, I want to ban Varus, and I want to open multiple OPs versus Golden Guardians. How does Golden Guardians handle us now? Like, that is the kind of the situation I want to put them in. Alright, let's hear from the experts. I love watching Analyst Desk, it's one of my favorite sections.
Thank you very much, Riv. Golden Guardian says undefeated no more to Cloud9 as they hand them their first loss of the split. Good to hear from Contracts there about the team kind of finding their identity, really learning how to work with each other, something that maybe was lacking from the squad last split. But also giving credence to a couple of his teammates for really carrying at least him personally through this game. At least that's how he feels. I do want to take a look at Champion Select because as per usual, Comfort. We take a look at Golden Guardians. Comfort will be the name of the game.
They're definitely playing Comfort.
Else, Tahm Kench.
They can't keep getting away with this. Every single time. Ole gets
How can they get away with this?
Really good at this. His all-time record is 17-4. on time.
Ban the
People are
fucking
like, "Oh, yeah,
champion."
it's okay. We'll play against it. You can't. You clearly can't. The track record says no one can. Just get rid of it.
3-1 this season. The one loss being without Tom Kench. Thinking emoji. You know, like I wonder what we should do in draft.
Exactly.
And I mean, Anivia again for Froggen. This is kind of what we like about Golden Guardian.
Anivia is not the problem. When people say Anivia is the problem, they don't understand. Then why doesn't Froggen blind Anivia all the time? That is not the fucking problem. Anivia gets enabled by the other champions, and also Froggen can play other champions, but Anivia.
Is that they incorporate the
Stop
meta, but then
fucking
they also
saying
kind of
Anivia is
insert
the
themselves into it.
problem.
So it's like, okay, some people are playing Orianna, some people are playing Azir. My control mage is Anivia. I'm the best Anivia ever. I'm gonna play that instead. So I like that a lot.
And Contract said, we know what our carries are good at. Froggen is good at the poke champs, same with Deathly. So instead of going with the lethal tempo build, they have him go with the full Varus poke, which is great. The Cloud9 composition having Azir and the crazy damage that Varus can do now with that empowered W on his Q means that you get one pick like that, one poke, go straight to Baron, go straight to an objective. The zone control is so good that this kind of style really seems to suit them.
Solid champion select for Golden Guardians, checking all the boxes there for us in terms of what we want to see them do. For Cloud9, they ended up with a composition that they should feel comfortable with. It very much, to me, speaks Cloud9. And the early game went Cloud9, as would be expected from Svenskeren, one of our winningest junglers in the LCS.
Cloud9 had a good early game. Just that Baron play was so atrocious. The Baron play was just so fucking atrocious.
So he comes out and has another monstrous early game, influences the top side matchup early on, goes and continues finding picks around the map, and it felt like a lot of the early game was built off his back, and then when you have a Xayah and Azir, that's great, the fact that you got a strong early game.
And he just bodied Contracts here in all these replays. This is a matchup that is supposed to favor the Olaf. You take Olaf into rek'sai because you can ult the knockup, but Svenskeren just had none of it. Look at that, 2 levels down against
Is this a Svenskeren highlight?
HP, but still, the fact that he goes for these plays really showed that he had a great control over the game.
Hyper aggressive, right place, right time, really helping his team, you know,
taking the
catapult to an advantage, exactly, doing whatever good jungler.
Dude, Cloud9 was in control.
Take all of your,
They definitely could have, and I would even say should have won this game.
Point, while he wasn't having the best game of his life up against Svenskeren in the jungle, it was his teammates in particular who had to turn things around, and we're going to look specifically at Ole on that Tom Kench and figure out just why it is he is so impactful in these games.
Look at him 1v2 the enemy.
Tom Kench early game is so fucking bullshit.
Away and stop Tom Kench, but he's just gonna mess
this is
up.
the flash or the this is the flash.
Flash Q. Oh,
super good.
Flash Q auto.
Kiting out, and the rest of the no one else is as good as Tom Kench as Ole is. So Niski's like, oh well, I'll just clean him up. This will be easily done.
Niski, no! Niski, no!
Gets the auto Q auto W, spits him out, and boom,
oh my god, that was Niski fully inting.
Didn't like win them the early game, but it stemmed the bleeding that was happening everywhere else on the map to Svenskeren.
Yeah, I kind of missed that play because I had to go run to the bathroom, but when I saw that right now, I'm like, well, that's a problem. That's very obvious. Like, seems like you got to get that guy off that champ.
Mastery of that champion is being showcased here on the stage. Of course, it did not end there, as you mentioned. That was only what stemmed the bleeding. They had a lot of work to do to get back into the game and ultimately take it. So let's take a look at a couple of their team fights here, because Golden Guardians,
How do you lose this fight? Let them fucking walk into you and then kill them. How the fuck do you lose this? It's a 3v5.
They surprised in a couple areas. There might be a small mistake here from Niski. Mark, take it away.
Yeah, so this was after a Golden Guardian.
Just fucking let them walk into you.
Niski, instead of prioritizing his ultimate to knock Kennen out and secure the Baron, he wants to scoop in deftly, but who still has flash. They're not tracking cooldowns properly. This was
so dumb.
An actual path right into the middle between Niski and the rest of the team. So Niski is going to have to walk over the Kennen to get back. Honster does a great job recognizing this is his window. He's going to go in right after this and start this fight off again.
And you know, another great move that Niski could have thought of here is that because Olaf does not have vision of the pit, you can use the ultimate to knock him away or force that ultimate before the time.
God damn.
Both the Olaf and the Kennen, right? Like, he could have just waited for Kennen to commit to the fight. He chose the more great. Look, this is part of why we love Cloud9 as a team. They're the 60-40 team that we've talked about, who's willing to go for it and take those risks.
I'm fine with them taking the list there, but they just have to wait a little bit more.
When going for the big play actually resulted in the fight swinging completely the other direction.
Yeah, that's exactly where the Gold League...
this is that exact point that Baron play happened. Right here.
Goes for the first time substantially in Golden Guardians' favor, and from there, Golden Guardians did a fantastic job running away with it. They did play them close, you know, from that 18 to 25 minute mark as well. You see C9 really not able to make that many plays during that window. A lot of that was Froggen hiding in brushes and finding chunk outs, not quite kills, but stemming the bleeding once again using his trademark Anivia.
All right, so both of these teams are now sitting at 3-1, and I know at the top of the day we talked a little bit about which
C9's still better. C9's still way more
or at least the
flexible than
sense
Golden
that we're
Guardians,
getting
in my
it.
opinion.
And when we talked about Golden Guardians, there wasn't like a prevailing, oh, they're this wildly different team, and I agree. There's not a whole lot that on a surface level I can say, ooh, that is a difference, other than the results,
better, yeah.
the record, right?
Refining.
And that, if anything, is the change. And whether that just means, as Contract said, they have just gotten better at what they know they are good at, it is showing here in the results early on. In the
Reaper
season.
screaming in the green room, Niski, you fool!
I think that it's been a pick that
Reaper's like, oh fuck, I forgot to do brain check on Niski.
during MSI. And now we're just starting to remember that this champion is still super viable because of the flexibility in the build as well. It lets you go all the on-hit, meltdown, anything, or the poke as well. I think it's a great fit, and it's something that teams need to start prioritizing. It's very good in lane as well. And this is a team that recognizes strengthening champions and really just locks it down. They run away with it. They just will lock in time catch every single time. And if they can get TK or Varus every time with their Anivia, I think they'll go for it consistently until somebody says it's time to ban these guys.
I mean, you say strength of champions, but I think also strength of players. It's not many players out there who just admit what they're good at. A lot of them like to believe, I can play everything. I'm a top tier LCS player. It's like, you still have strengths and weaknesses.
Preach, Mark.
And I love when players are like, we're good at poke champs. He's good at Tom Kench. I don't care that this is not really the meta. This is what we're going to do because it's what we're best at.
Right, yeah, without a doubt. It is working for them so far. Again, moving to 3-1, doing the same for Cloud9. Only one undefeated team rather remaining in the league, and they have yet to play today. That will be Optic in our 5th game. For Cloud9, though, I think losses are something that you expect out of a Cloud9 roster throughout the course of a split. I don't think that Cloud9 as an org has ever won that feels like the 18-0, right? They feel like they'll be dominant.
What the fuck is this point? Of course we expect losses out of Cloud9. We expect losses out of TL, TSM also. This is such a weird point from Dash.
Top tier competing team, but wow, dropping a game or two because of either the risks they take or maybe pushing games a little bit too hard.
Even last split, when we looked at Cloud9, they were making plays. Remember when Sven Skaren died level 2 to mid tower on the gank? They're just testing limits, right? Like, it's
testing limits.
That they are trying to play the same way they do scrims on.
Kind of get its point. C9 has weird drafts in place.
That's gonna
they do push limits, but all teams are going to get losses. I thought it was a weird point.
And that's what matters, because you need to take risks to improve.
Well, Cloud9 not necessarily worse for the wear, but for Golden Guardians, a 3-1 record at the end of week 2 feels damn good. If you've dreamt of having a multi-screen league experience, though, a la the Architect from The Matrix, check out ProView today, where you can get up to 4 players on one screen, so you can pinpoint every success and failure down to the most minuscule mouse movement. Get yourself set up and meet us back here for FlyQuest.
Bye, guys.